Hi, I'm Mark Avis of Dyn 365 Pros. Dyn 365 Pros is all about helping clients achieve sales, marketing, and service excellence through automation. The core solution we deploy to help support your process for acquiring and maintaining customer relationships is Dynamics 365 Customer Engagement, most commonly Dynamics 365 for Sales. In and of itself, Dynamics 365 for Sales does not constitute a robust marketing automation platform. That requires an add-on. ClickDimensions is exactly that, a robust marketing automation platform 100% integrated with Dynamics 365 for customer engagement. We love ClickDimensions, we use it internally, and we recommend it to all our clients. What you're going to see in this video is a webinar recording presented by Dyn 365 Pros and ClickDimensions. If you're new to ClickDimensions, this is a great introduction. If you use ClickDimensions already, you'll hear great ideas on extending the business use cases for marketing automation beyond just lead generation and lead nurture. The next voice you will hear is that of our guy at ClickDimensions. His name is Nathan Kiefert. Nate is a MarTech solution specialist and ClickDimensions subject matter expert.
Thanks, Mark. Let me know when you can see my screen. Should be sharing.
I see it. Looks great.
Okay, perfect. Appreciate the kind words and the introduction. Always love working with Mark and the team over there at Dyn 365 Pros. Just a quick agenda here. We kind of did an intro already, but what we're going to cover on today's webinar is as follows. What is marketing automation? Why is it so important? Social distancing means digital everything. So how has the landscape really changed with the uncertainty of today's times? And then obviously the title, 5 departments that can benefit from marketing automation. We'll go through some final thoughts, and then we will go through a limited ClickDimensions demo where we'll show you some of our features in action and how they integrate into the Dynamics CRM platform as we're natively embedded. And then we've got some time at the end for Q&A, so feel free to start putting in those questions, and Mark will manage those and present them to me at the end, and or open up mics for live questions at the end. So first of all, a quick intro on ClickDimensions. We are the only unified marketing analytics and services platform in the market for organizations that use Dynamics. We are the marketing cloud for Microsoft Dynamics, marketing applications, digital marketing applications, really designed to drive growth and engagement at the best price in the market. Marketing analytics, an enterprise-grade marketing intelligence suite to really unify and analyze your marketing, sales, and customer data. And then we also have marketing services available for comprehensive, customer success, managed services and support. And then, you have connections there with expertise in not only ClickDimensions, but the Microsoft Dynamics CRM environment. Our support team are certified on that area as well. And what is marketing automation? So marketing automation, as you can see here, these are some of the common features, that can vary based on different solutions. These are the offerings that we have in our suite of products with ClickDimensions. So what marketing automation does is it really provides the tools needed to find, nurture, convert, and engage throughout the entire customer journey, all in one connected platform. So, as the tools found in different automation platforms can vary, these are kind of a general overlay of what you can expect as far as tying all these features together with, campaign automation being the big one, but, email marketing with building out templates and sending those to your leads, contacts, accounts, or marketing lists, web forms that could be, sitting on your websites or landing pages for, driving new leads, event management that can be online or in-person events, surveys, web tracking to see who's out there pinging on your website, how engaged they are on the different pages, and then scheduling next steps from there. Lead scoring that can be integrated into various activities and events and then trigger notifications for internal next steps, or drive people into an automated experience, SMS or text message capabilities, social posting capabilities, and marketing calendars. Those are going to be some of the key features you might see, not only with ClickDimensions, but with other competitors. And why is marketing automation so important? So estimates can really vary on the percentages of businesses that are actually using marketing automation today, but the technology's rise in popularity and necessity has really been influenced by several factors. The internet, social media, these areas have really changed buyer behaviors, which in turn has changed, how companies have to market and have to sell, via those new platforms, right? So with all this information that's out there so readily available, buyers are now in more of a power position than ever before, right? So they expect more relevant, personalized, and timely communications from their brands. And again, why is marketing automation so important? A couple other, hits here. Marketing automation is really going to allow companies to meet those expectations by nurturing prospects until they are at that, decision where they're ready to buy, and better engaging existing customer bases as well, and aligning sales as well as marketing, all while streamlining your, custom marketing processes and tasks that are going to give you greater efficiency and lead to increased revenues as well. So social distancing means digital everything. So marketing automation technology has really become more important than ever with the current COVID-19 pandemic. Has really led to mass social distancing, efforts, not only in the States here, but around the globe. And this has really had a profound impact on the ways that businesses are used to connecting with their audiences, right? So there has been limited to no in-person events in the past, how many months. Those have typically been out of the question as more work is really being conducted remotely. B2B and B2C companies have really had to change their landscape as they're facing more difficult, results with, phone and direct mail. Social distancing is really translating into digital everything, and not just for sales and marketing, but you can see here the three areas on the bottom that, they might still be happening, but they are very limited, and that's translating into limited success where, the real reach out efforts that are, pushing through and gaining, traction are going to be the digital environments. So email, social media, online, as well as reaching people via SMS or text messaging. And the 5 departments that can really benefit from marketing automation, you can see here: sales, marketing, customer service or account management, training, and HR. We're kind of going to walk through a typical path in each one of these realms and show, how, the different tools from marketing automation can, benefit these different areas. So it's really a great time to put this technology to work for you. Through all these different functional areas throughout your org. If you think about a typical, cradle to grave sales process, many of these departments are going to be involved at some point. If you're not utilizing all 5 of these, maybe you're using, just sales and marketing, but you can see the value as far as, having a marketing automation tool where all of these departments can have visibility and access to all of the different customer journeys that you guys might want to be implementing. So, while today's marketing automation platforms can really help overcome individual challenges while allowing entire orgs to make smarter business decisions and more effectively engage with all audiences, we're going to take a look at some ideas for using these tools in the next dozen or so slides, and then how they correlate to these individual 5 departments. So first is going to be sales. So, sales departments today really face a number of challenges that marketing automation can really help address, including the ones that we're going to see here. So focusing on the hottest leads while still, obtaining a building pipeline, right? How can we, tackle that? We can do that through lead nurturing campaigns that have, custom notifications. They can notify, the individual sales reps or teams based on these interactions that your leads are, experiencing. Gathering prospect intelligence is always another challenge. So with web intelligence, this is going to allow sales teams to understand, what that prospect behavior looks like, and really at a granular level, what interests them most based on the individual, product or service or pricing web pages that people might be looking at, how engaged they are with those, and then we can trigger next steps automatically based on their level of interaction. Determining sales readiness too is always a big challenge, right? Lead scoring can assist with that, so that once the lead scoring engine is customized to how you deem appropriate action items, as far as level of importance goes, you can really ensure that the lead prioritization is happening in a true data-driven way. So when it's deemed appropriate for you to take those, either manual or automated next steps, we'll have the tools in place to assist with that. So this is a screenshot of a sales example using a marketing automation solution where, in theory, your sales team could create some sort of an automated cross-selling campaign, and that all the emails within that campaign can be automated, right? So in our example here, this is a landscaping equipment manufacturing company's sales team, which is using a campaign automation build to cross-sell other, golf landscaping equipment to existing customers who might already own some of the company's other equipment, right? So, this is using our tool within ClickDimensions, and since we're natively built inside of Microsoft Dynamics, it is really easy to build out a marketing list or a segmented list of these targeted customers who meet those criteria. So any other prospects or customers, if you want to add those, individuals to the campaign automation, that can be done using, the advanced lookup or the queries, advanced finds, things like that. Or you can set up workflows to, if X, Y, Z are, hit at the contact or lead level, I want to populate them to this advanced marketing list and then take appropriate next steps with that. So, well, within this campaign, using different email interaction triggers and automational steps, sales reps can be notified when someone has either expressed interest in learning more about a specific type of equipment, or they can get in direct contact with the sales teams. And we'll go through a live example of what one of these build campaign automations looks like when we go into our live demo here at the end of the slideshow. The next department is going to be marketing. So while we have talked about expanding the use of marketing automation beyond marketing, it's really truly important to also take a look at how this marketing technology is going to actually help, the marketers themselves, right? So big challenges on the marketing fronts are doing more with less. So if we look at, solutions that can alleviate that pain, automated campaigns can allow marketers to create these campaigns once and have actions automatically triggered as new participants join the campaign. It's more of a dynamic experience than a static journey, if you want to call it that. Another marketing challenges would be reaching audiences where they are. So from email marketing to SMS or text messaging to social media posting and marketing and more, marketing automation is really going to provide the essential tools to reach audiences everywhere. So whatever medium they are using, we're going to have you covered as far as if it's, online, email, SMS, phone, etc. All covered. Last challenge we want to address or pain point is going to be gaining those insights into revenue and pipeline contribution. So marketing automation reporting really can help marketers give credit where credit is due and attribute revenue and pipeline to the campaigns that created it. So you can really track that ROI at a campaign level within your dynamic CRM and really, tie back to efforts that are working well, efforts that need, improvement, and look at the analytics after the fact. And here is a marketing example. So one popular marketing campaign is a product launch. As we can see in here, our example would be for a consumer goods company that makes a full line of home cleaning products. So several emails are going to be sent out as part of this automated campaign, and then these are all personalized within the drag and drop email editor that we have within ClickDimensions, with information like the recipient's name or any other information that you have housed about those leads, contacts, or accounts within your dynamic CRM environment. So whatever data you have, that you're populating on your target audience, even if you're inputting and saving custom fields to those entity levels, those are going to be data points that we can pull to personalize. So you can see here, this is a very basic example where you can see it's populating a first name, Lindsay, from the contact record, and you can see here the little snippet of code where it's pulling that data from your CRM. So it's going to automatically pull contact from first name from the contact level. So any of those areas within your database we can use to personalize that, not only within the email template itself, but also within the subject line it can be done in, as well as if you were doing a blast like this and you were utilizing an SMS versus an actual email send, same concept would apply with that tool as well. So lastly, this company is also using social posting within ClickDimensions to post their launch messaging to all their social channels, and then everywhere that there is a clickable link in a social post that's originated in our platform, that is going to be tied back to the actual lead, contact, or account within your database that engaged with that. So you can see the true metrics behind your social reach out efforts as well. Third department we're going to tackle is customer service. So marketing automation can really help solve several issues that customer service and or account management teams may possibly face. So a couple of those would be, of course, it's always important to build strong customer relationships. Surveys can be an integral part of that. So surveys can really help gauge that customer satisfaction after the sale or service has been completed, and allow companies to really pinpoint areas for improvement, and or taking next steps with those individuals, enrolling maybe them into a cross-sell, upsell type of opportunity, and then that would kick it back to marketing and sales. Increasing customer satisfaction, reminder campaigns that can be automatically set up to send periodic messages, either leading up to a renewal, or if they're possibly selling like a service package where you are going back into that account, twice a year, 4 times a year, whatever the case may be. Reminder campaigns for that. Upsell, cross-sell campaigns can really help customers discover related products and other services of interest that they may not have purchased in the initial sale. And then again, we could loop back in the other departments there to take next steps with them. And driving renewals and upselling, creating customized messages and content based on customer preferences or demographics that are stored in CRM. So if we're gathering this data and populating it into the CRM, whether that be at the lead, contact, or account levels within your database, any of that information can be used to build out customized messaging and content to take appropriate next steps in engaging your customer service teams. So for a customer service example here, we have looks like a fictional bank or trust center here. So welcoming a new customer or a customer onboarding experience is a really common customer service function, and this can be made more efficient and effective with marketing automation. So in this example, we're seeing a welcome campaign, for new users, signing up for a new checking account customer. So using marketing automation, the customer service team could create not only this automated campaign, but the emails, landing pages, and forums, everything that are going to be tied into it, right? So through this campaign, they're not only able to ensure that customers are onboarded smoothly and successfully, but they are also able to fully present additional offers, such as in this example, fulfilling credit needs or any other needs that they might want to, tackle at the same time as they're onboarding with the checking service, really to increase that customer stickiness. So training is our fourth department, and whether organization may serve internal or external audiences or both, training teams can really be found in a variety of different organizations, and they also can all benefit from utilizing marketing automation. So some pain points or challenges that training might encounter would be driving attendance to events or webinars, training sessions, whether those are live or live and in person or online. So from event management to email marketing to forums, landing pages, marketing automation really has the platforms have a lot of different variety of features to drive attendance to training events. And improving learning effectiveness is also a big challenge on the training side of things. So by sending all learners through the same campaign automation, content and messaging is going to be consistent. So everyone who is involved is going to have that, same look and feel and experience. So you're not going to be all over the map as far as, this individual or org is getting, too much or too little attention. Everything's going to be tight and consistent across the board for everyone. And keeping learners engaged is also a big challenge as well. So sending invitations, reminders, follow-up messages when someone registers or attends an event. We can do different things there as far as, with date timers. So, 1 day before, 1 week before, 24 hours before, however you want to set those up. It's very easy to, set up a custom flow in the drag and drop environment. And then, there's different paths that you can create as far as, you've got that bucket of individuals or companies that, might register and then attend the event, but you have that other bucket that registers but does not attend the event. So you're going to want to create, custom messaging to those two separate audiences. So, the ones that do attend, maybe you have, a follow-up satisfaction survey, a reach out for next steps, etc. And then for those that do not attend, you are going to want to, touch base with them, to say, sorry, you missed us this time, but get the invites, automatically fired off for the next session that you have, so that we can, get as many of those people churned through the training events that you guys are going to be running and holding. So in this training example, we're looking at an onboarding campaign, which is a great way to utilize campaign automation for training purposes. So in this specific example, we've got an HR software company that has created a campaign automation which includes their onboarding training webinars. So with ClickDimensions event management integrations with GoToWebinar and WebEx, this is going to allow the company to bring event registration and attendee data automatically pulled into Dynamics 365 CRM, so you can easily track which customers are registering for, and then again which ones are actually attending those webinars, as well as all of the stats that pull through from those various third-party applications as far as engagement levels. You can actually see how long they attended for, when they dropped off, etc. So if you had a big point that you wanted to get through to them on the last slide where you might be talking pricing or something or next steps, and they dropped off before that, you can see exactly who viewed what, and then again take automated or manual next steps with those individuals or orgs. And the campaign automation also includes a helpful guide that customers can download, and the landing page and form for that guide can easily be created with our drag and drop editors within ClickDimensions. Our fifth and final department is HR. So as the business landscape really continues to evolve, so too do the challenges that are going to be faced by human resources departments, right? So marketing automation can really increase in usefulness for these teams as well. So a couple, HR challenges would be recruiting skilled employees. So marketing automation can assist in that. Really, social media is almost always at the forefront of recruiting efforts, and marketing automation with our social media tools can assist with the publishing and tracking of those efforts. Engaging and retaining current employees is also always a big challenge. And marketing automation features can be used to send things such as satisfaction surveys or company announcements internally to employees as well. So when we think about using a campaign automation tool, first and foremost, you're obviously going to think of, sales and marketing for, new lead gen and actually conversions, ROI, sales, but our tools can also really be used internally as well to track, these different areas. And the HR department is one area that's really going to assist in that, as well as, training if you're doing internal trainings as well. Communicating changes. So HR teams can ensure, the entire organization can receive consistent communications by using scheduled automated campaigns. So again, this is going to alleviate, some of those ad hoc, reach outs internally. So the HR team probably has a plan for the year as far as when they're going to roll out changes and things like that. Maybe it's a new tool or application that the company is going to be bringing to the forefront. You can schedule these as far in advance as you will want to really have that consistent and scheduled communication internally as well. So in this HR example, we show how HR teams can use the automation internally to communicate change. So our example here is showing how a company is using campaign automation to keep employees in the loop on their relocation of the company's corporate headquarters. So through emails, they are able to communicate various milestones and use SMS messaging to remind employees to show up at the new location on the first day, schedule all those events that may be correlating with that. And then, after the move is complete, again, you can loop in tools such as surveys that can, be built out in our survey builder. So you can find out, the employees' opinions, how effectively, the change was communicated, and, just overall satisfaction, as well as, how well the overall process went. And again, this is showing how we can do that either within an SMS or a text message, or if you want to do it via email, there's both options always available. So final thoughts. Marketing automation can really be a communications game changer for departments throughout the organization. We looked at those 5 key departments: sales, marketing, customer service, training, and HR, and really giving each the ability to communicate more effectively with their respective audiences with these custom automational builds, right? So this expanded usage of an automational tool can really assist organizations in many ways, including increasing the value of their marketing technology investments, and while the ability for businesses to communicate with their audiences digitally has been really important for some time, this new normal that's been brought forward with the COVID-19 pandemic has really made it, digitally essential for, not only right now, but in these uncertain times for the foreseeable future. We really don't have a solid, look and feel or timeline for when things are going to go, in quotes, back to normal. So it's a trend that's likely to continue. And, if you're implementing it now and it's successful, it's just going to keep on rolling, if and when we do ever go back to normal. So I'm going to switch over to my Dynamics 365 CRM environment with ClickDimensions installed too. It's natively embedded. So what we're going to do is first and foremost, explain what that means and show you what that looks like. And then we'll actually walk through a campaign automation templated build and show you what that looks like. It's all in a drag and drop, very user-friendly environment. And then We'll show you a couple other features, but since we have limited time today, if you do want to do a full customized experience ClickDimensions demo, please reach out to Mark and his team after the fact, and we typically like to do those for about 60 minutes, and then we can show you the custom features and use case scenarios that you would deem fit for your specific organization. Okay, so this is our Dynamics 365 environment with ClickDimensions natively installed or embedded. So what that means is it essentially becomes one solution, right? So you're going to access ClickDimensions via your regular login credentials for Dynamics 365 CRM. So again, in theory, anyone within your organization who has login credentials to that environment can have visibility and access. So again, going back to those 5 departments that can benefit from marketing automation, obviously marketing and sales are going to be your primary users, but you can also give visibility and access to those additional departments, which may include customer service or account management, training, HR, even other ones could be, C-level executives. If you have like partners that you want to give access to, whatever you want to have, anyone who can log in that has credentials out of the box has full visibility to all of our features and everything in the environment. And then we also do have a user roles, rules, permission settings on our back end too. So if you do want to restrict any individual users and or teams or departments, you can do that across the board. You can create custom views. So, maybe you only want, the one department to see, XYZ features, but you don't want them to have access to others, or even within the specific features themselves, if you want to grant specific users and or teams, maybe they can view the marketing materials, but they can't make edits to them, or they can edit them, or they can't actually physically press the send button and execute campaigns, things like that. So that's going to be part of onboarding, and either our team or Mark's team will be able to assist with, getting those customizations set up for you when you become a subscriber. So that being said, what we're looking at here is kind of everyone's homepage, right? Where we've got our marketing calendar. So you can see at a glance at any given, month, week, or day, what your marketing efforts look like, right? So you can see it's all color coded here with, the different entities, right? So you've got your CRM campaigns, you've got your email campaigns, your campaign automations, text messages or SMS, events and social posts, and then this can be sorted out by either CRM owner, or if you have teams, you can access by teams. And then as we hover over a typical date, you can see here again, we had a bunch of CRM campaigns running, we had a campaign automation going, and then we had an email blast that went out. And then if you want to drill into any of these, you can see the status. This one was sent. It's going to have the stats that are overlaid based on how that did. And if you want to view that full campaign record, you can drill into that. So you can see this is kind of just a snapshot view of the statistics. But if you want to go granular into the details, click into that full record. And then also, if you wanted to look out on a future day, maybe you can see we've got nothing here, scheduled for this week here. If I wanted to drill into this day, and I want to just create something new, you can do that right from this view as well, right? So if I wanted to, build out a new email blast for that day and schedule that, you can quickly and easily do that from this tool. And then again, once you've have something scheduled on here, this is a drag and drop environment too. So if I have something scheduled for next Wednesday and I want to move it out a week, I can just drag and drop it from this tool here. Or if I want to replicate something that I did in the past, I can go into one of these full records. I can clone that campaign and I can set it up to be executed again in a future date and time. So very user-friendly tool. And then if we pull back here on the, just the overall look and feel of navigating through the different tools, your planning is your homepage. So that's where you're going to have access to this marketing calendar. That's where you're going to have direct tie into your CRM campaigns. So if I wanted to, look at all of our campaigns and templates that we have, either proposed, set up for draft mode or things that have been run in the past, you can do that. We can also tie into our intelligent dashboards feature, and we can also look at our dynamics dashboards too. So we have, a couple of these that come preloaded out of the box. One is a email analytics, which is going to look at, your different, all of your sends, and you can see at a glance here, your deliveries, your opens, your clicks. Did it result in spams or unsubscribes, things like that? All of the clicks get tracked and tied back to the appropriate either account, contact, or lead, whichever CRM entities you guys are utilizing there. And then another one we have is going to be focused on the web tracking side of things. So once we put our little cookie script or code on your website, you're going to be able to see who's out there, pinging around on your website, which pages they're viewing, how engaged they are, and then integrate that into lead scoring as well. So you can see all these active IPs that are out there, pinging around on your customer facing websites. These are the lead scores that are associated with those events. You can see the actual visits and the page views. And again, if they are already a qualified lead, contact, or account, it's going to tie those events back to these individuals, right? So you can see exactly, who's engaged with what visits, as well as what individual pages are being shown there as well. And then, also, if you have like a contact us form, for example, maybe embedded on your website, that can be shown in here. So these are going to be all of those active posted forms that are flowing through your system. And again, it's tying it to either an existing contact or lead, or if you have your form builder set up to write those as new leads or contacts into your system, that's going to be how you're going to acquire those new prospects. And then the audience here are going to be the other core entities within your dynamic CRM environment that we work with. So that's going to be your contacts, your leads, accounts, your marketing lists, and then we have an import wizard too. So if you have like an external spreadsheet, or maybe you don't even have a CRM yet, and you're gonna you need to pull in data as far as maybe everything's just being housed on an Excel spreadsheet, for example, you can import that all into your CRM quickly and easily, auto-populate them to a marketing list, as well as input all those data points as either new leads, contacts, or accounts. And then our other areas are going to be messaging, right? So if we want to schedule new email sends, access our templates, we can do that right from this tab here. The campaign automation builder, we're going to look at that in a second here after we're done with the navigation. After the fact, once you've sent out email sends or SMS sends, you can see those statistics as far as what they look like after the fact, and take next steps, either manually or automatically based on those statistics as they flow through. SMS posts, social posts, and then once you have start doing some social posts, social clicks. So anyone who engages with those clickable URLs or links within your social posts are going to tie back to those core audience points, which would be your contacts, your leads, or your accounts. Web and events are going to be web content, which would either be forms, surveys, or landing pages. We also have subscription management built in. So if you have like a monthly newsletter or quarterly updates, or maybe it's some sort of a cadence with your core audience where you want to have them opt in and or out from those lists, you can set that up via the unsubscribe process. So it's going to create a pop-up where they can either opt in or out from the different lists that you guys are having those regular cadences with your audiences. Your web visits are here. Again, a link back to the marketing calendar, and then your events, whether those are online or in person. Library is going to be your image and file manager. So internally housed within your storage here is going to be where you can drop in all of your marketing collateral, right? So you can get everything nice and neat in one place, get organized with individual or team folders. This is a searchable database too. So if I want to search for a logo that I know I have on file. I can, type in ClickD, and all of my, marketing collateral that's titled that is going to pull up, so I can actually, utilize that into a new template or an email send if I want to. This also works with, actual files too. So if you want to have, somebody download a white paper, for example, via a link click, they can do that, or a spec sheet, or a pricing sheet, something like that. So you can drop that link into an email send and have them access some white paper material from you as well. And then lastly, setting and support, where you're going to have, set up your lead score settings, set up your connectors, contact us, access to our customer facing blog, schedule trainings, and our help center. So everything is right here within the support tab. So what we really want to show you today is going to be the campaign automation tool, and that's a drag and drop builder. So we're going to go into that tool right now, and with any given piece in our product, you're going to click on this plus new button to create something new, right? So I would save this as something, and then you can tie this to the appropriate CRM campaign as well. So maybe I want this to be tied to a monthly newsletter or a specific campaign, or whatever the case may be. You can tie it to your CRM campaign, and then all of the follow-up data is going to live on that campaign record, right? So if we open up our builder here, and this is going to be the same with any of our drag and drop builders, whether it's a campaign automation tool we're looking at now, or maybe we're building out an email template. You're going to get prompted for some of these, templates that we provide out of the box. Or if you want to start from a complete scratch project, you can do that as well. So we're just going to kind of see what we have here. We've got a typical contact us form, an event invite, double opt-in, content download, subscription management. Those are some of the kind of core offerings that businesses tend to use. Once you start building out these custom, they'll also save to this area called My Templates. So if you want to replicate a prior build, you can do that by grabbing one of these and cloning that. But if we just take a look at typical contact us build, it's all in a drag and drop environment. So you've got your shell that's already pre-built for you, and then this is your workspace on the left, and you're going to be dragging and dropping the different elements from the right-hand side, which are going to be triggers, actions, or timers. So triggers can be, these are in the red, they could be like a submitted form, subscription, or survey. Maybe somebody is interacting with an email, and that can be either if the email gets opened, I want to build out a path based on just that they opened it, or within that open, if there is a specific link that you want them to engage with or click on, or even multiple links, you can custom set up how that interaction point goes. Or maybe it's when someone gets removed or added from a CRM marketing list. That's when I want to take next steps with someone. Or it could be when a field gets updated, so on the lead, contact, or account record, if this checkbox gets selected or deselected, or if this value goes from X value to Y value on the field, that could be a trigger. Or maybe you're using this for an event registration, so we've got a registered for an event trigger, or when it comes time to hold the event, again, we've got that attended event trigger, so you can build out multiple paths based on those who registered and attended, and those that registered and did not attend. Or we can do manual ads with these as well. Actions are going to be in blue, so that would be sending an email or sending an SMS, adding them to a CRM marketing list, or removing them from a said list, updating a field on the lead contact or account, internally assigning an owner to take next steps, maybe notifying a user, or creating a task with appointments, phone calls, due dates, priorities, all that good stuff, team notifications, campaign responses. Or we can integrate those traditional CRM workflows as well. So if I've got a customized workflow already in place that I want to be executed at any given point, I can drag and drop that in, and then I would just select the appropriate workflow. So there are some marketing scenarios that go beyond these basic triggers, actions, but that can be executed via workflows. So be between those two different areas, we got almost everything covered that you can dream up of. And these can be as simplistic as you see here, or these can be, massively complex as well. And then yellow icons are timers. So wait X amount of, minutes, days, weeks, etc. Or if you want something to actually go off on a predetermined date and time, timestamp down to the minute with custom time zones, that's an option as well. So just kind of walking through this one real quick. What we've got here is a submitted form. So just say that's a contact us form that might be sitting, on your website, or maybe you're driving someone to a landing page. That's where that's embedded. You drill into this, you would select the form, that you have it tied to, and then everyone who submits that form is going to get automatically added to, the said marketing list that you want them to be added to. So in this case, it's called warm leads. Then we've got an email that's queued up and gets fired off. Then we've got a wait timer of 1 week, sends out email number 2 after that week, waits another week, number 3 goes out, waits another week, number 4 goes out. So this one doesn't have a lot of interactions with it. It's just kind of a nurture, a basic, and then hopefully someone gets in touch, direct with you. You can also do some really neat things with this. So, you can see here what's driving this flow is, when that form submission happens. But maybe I'm talking to someone on the phone and I, want to manually add them into this flow as well. And they may or may not ever get to that form. You can combine that with a manual add trigger, or if, internally I've got some sort of, secondary events that may be populating them to, a different marketing list where I want to roll that list into this flow, you can do that as well. So you can have multiple entry points or triggers with these different elements. And then again, if we wanted to add in, like an email interaction, with this email that's getting sent out here, build out a positive or a negative path based on whether or not this email gets opened or whether those links that we care about are getting engaged with. That's another common, advanced metric that you can do. Or even within this initial submitted form trigger, we can go, a lot deeper into that data too. So with decision nodes, maybe I want to, based on how they complete the address within that form submission, I want to route those to, geographically aligned team leads or sales reps, however you want to, divvy that up. You can get super complex with these, or it can be very simplistic, or, any combination in between. And then again, all of this data is going to sit and be housed within the campaign record that you're tying it to. So if we would go into like one of these that I know we have tied to it is when we have people download ebooks on these different downloads via form submission on our website. So if we look at that ebook campaign record, this is the data and everything that's tied into that, right? So you can see, if there's any marketing lists that are tied to that, if you're using it for lead gen, any of the leads that are being generated to that, schedules, budgeting for financials, campaign reporting, and then any sort of related events that might be, tied to that as well. And then last point I do want to say, I know we've got about 10 minutes left, so I'll try and wrap it up here, but everything activity-wise is tied back to, leads, contacts, and accounts within your system. So if we look at a typical, contact record here within our database, you can see under these related fields, literally any interaction point with all of your marketing efforts that are tied to this individual. So, social profiles, social clicks, are they a part of any campaign automations? Are they housed in any marketing lists? Are they interacting with emails? You can access every email that's ever been sent out to this individual, or if you want to see, what they're doing as far as surveys or forms, event management, subscription settings, things like that, website views, pages, etc. Everything is housed and tied into, that individual lead, contact, or account, and it's really a true, holistic view of all of your marketing efforts. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to kick it back to Mark. He's been gathering up the questions and everything. So we've got about 10 minutes here. We'll go through those, or if anyone wants to open up their mics as far as, doing live Q&A, we can do that as well.
Hey, thanks, Nate. That was really great. I learned some new stuff there, specifically on the campaign automation. There's a lot of cool new stuff there that I wasn't aware of, but I'm going to put to work here soon. So now let's get to the questions, and we got a lot of great questions here. Let's start. Number one is how do we use SMS for events, invitations to events? It's a lot like sending it out via email, right? Is there a
Yep, it's
different?
pretty much the same process as creating an email send, except you would create it's called an SMS send, and then if you want to tie that, to like an event registration via a clickable link, that'll drive them to that form, or however you're getting those event registrations happening, you can do that, and that can all be built out in the campaign automation builder as well.
Okay, and what about there's integration with different event management solutions, like GoToWebinar is a good example. What about Teams? And what other event management solutions do you have a native integration with?
So right now we have two for online events, GoToWebinar and WebEx, and then we have Cvent and another one for in-person events. The fourth one escapes me, but we are looking at adding, additional integrations into. It's all just based on demand of our customer base, and then, like you said, that you learned some new things, in the tool today. We actually have a new solution file or an update that comes out every 4 to 6 weeks with new enhancements, new connectors, new features. So there's always stuff happening in our product release pipeline. And I haven't seen if there's a date tied to a Teams integration yet, but via that we're housed within Dynamics 365. Another workaround if that's how you do things is if there is a integration to Dynamics 365, we can connect it via that workflow feature in the campaign automation builder.
Okay, another question here. So you showed us links to clickback data from within a list, I think on a contact record. So this attendee is wondering if that data can live in a subgrid that's just easier to view on the form. I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, so you don't have to go all the way back. You can go into the specific feature. Whenever you build out like a campaign automation build, a form, a survey, that also creates an entity that's tied, just specific to that build, and it'll have all the statistics aligned to that as well. So it doesn't have to be tied to a CRM campaign or to specific leads, contacts, or accounts. But if those engagements happen, they automatically are.
Okay, another question. What kind of content can be included in an email template or email send?
As far as what kind of content are they
So
trying
I'm
to get
guessing we're
accomplished?
talking like text, image, video, embedded stuff like that.
Yep, yep, all of that can be included. Yeah, if we had more time, we could go through the drag and drop wizard on the email template creation options. So yeah, there's a lot of different things. We kind of talked about the personalization options, but yeah, there's HTML, links, video previews, file downloads. Pretty much any of that content can be tied into an email template.
And another question is, I'm reading here. Can we use ClickDimensions with Safari?
And Safari is just a web browser. Is
It's
that right?
it's the Mac browser. You're giving
Yeah.
yourself away as a
Yep.
PC person here,
Right.
but that's
Yep. Yep.
okay.
It's universally accepted
Okay.
across all the browsers.
So another question, how long does it take normally to deploy the ClickDimensions solution? So I think they're talking about a deployment timeline.
Yeah, so it just depends on the complexity of your customizations within your Dynamics environment. But a typical onboarding, if we're doing it from our end, Mark might have some different timelines from his end to talk to. But we have a 60-day engagement that we kind of handhold you through and assist on those things. We like to tout that if there's not too much customizations and things we need to assist with on the back end of your Dynamics, we can get you up and running within 2 to 3 weeks and get you executing your first campaigns. The typical setup process is It's a single solution file we custom create for you. One time you run that, it takes about 15 minutes to install, and then we like to say, set aside, 2 to 4 hours as far as setting up, user roles, permission settings, like I kind of talked to at the beginning. But realistically, it's a pretty quick process.
Okay, here's another. Are all the ClickDimensions, SMS, chat, email, links, clicks, etc., integrated into the Dynamics CRM itself, meaning you can see all those events inside Microsoft Dynamics 365? I think the answer is absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
Excellent. Let's see, what else do we have here? So we're evaluating some other marketing automation solutions as well. Does Marketo or HubSpot have a native integration into Dynamics 365 like ClickDimensions?
So that's what really sets us apart from those competitors, is that we are the only one that does have that native integration. The other competitors are going to have what's called a connector that you may manage on your end with your IT, or they may manage it for you. Either way, that's additional costs as well. Some of them can be, several, I shouldn't say several, but multiple thousands of dollars a year to pay for that connector. So again, you're getting that true native integration with ClickDimensions, and it becomes that single sign-on authenticated experience, as we're housed right from within your Dynamics CRM environment. You use the same login and credentials for that. It truly becomes one platform and system once we're embedded.
All right, so one last question. Does ClickDimensions store our customer data on ClickDimensions servers?
Nope, everything is housed within your own, CRM environment. What ClickDimensions does is we are a SaaS offering, and we are just executing the sends via your localized Microsoft Azure data center. So we don't have access to any of your data. Everything is safe and secure within your own CRM environment.
All right, so one quick one if you can. 3 top differentiators between ClickDimensions and Microsoft Marketing, Dynamics for Marketing.
So the way we're priced out would be a big one, as we're priced on volumes of email sends you push through, whereas they are going to be housed on your database size. So whether you have a lot of contacts inactive or active, you're paying for all of those, whether you're sending emails to them or not. So I always deem that that's a big differentiator. The other things are just going to be, they also have a native integration, but it's a little bit different than ours. Some wouldn't quite call it a true native integration. And then, solution files from the IT management side of things, to get all of the different features that you get with us with a single solution file. We've seen it could be anywhere from, half a dozen to a dozen, or even up to 20 or 30 different solution files that you have to pick and choose what features you care about. They don't just have a single offering as far as here's everything we have. You have to pick and choose out of the app source and go from there. And then I would say ease of use too. They're on basically they've been doing it for about a year, so they're on that 1.0 offering, whereas we are about to celebrate our 10th year anniversary here at the end of June, and we've always been exclusive to the Microsoft Dynamics CRM platform. So we do have that true decades use of documented marketing use case scenarios and best practices that have always been exclusive to Microsoft Dynamics CRM. We've never had an integration to like a Salesforce or a HubSpot or a competitor's CRM, and we've never been available as a standalone offering either. So, literally all of our features are designed to really expand on those out of the box functionality and features, which would be your leads, accounts, contacts, marketing lists, and your CRM campaigns.
Yeah, thanks. And from a partner perspective, we've looked at the marketing solution from Microsoft. We don't particularly like it. We think ClickDimensions is a far superior product, which is why we always recommend ClickDimensions over any other marketing automation solution. All right, so we're at 11:02, and we do appreciate your attendance and attention today. You'll receive a follow-up email in the next couple of days with a link to a recorded version of the presentation that you can rewatch or share. So thank you again, Nate, and thank you to all the attendees. If you'd like to follow up via email, you should see our contact information on the screen. And until next time, take care.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.